Tony Evers is announcing new grants to provide affordable housing to people struggling with opioid addiction. 7 agencies across the state will get more than $750,000 in grant funding through the Recovery Voucher Program. Dane County will be getting $125,000 to go towards Catalyst for Change Incorporated. The Recovery Voucher Program served more than 150 people in its first year. Right now, Senate Republicans are proposing a plan to cut income tax for some Wisconsin families. The proposal targets middle-class families with hopes of winning Governor Evers' support. The governor has vetoed past tax cuts, saying they didn't target the middle class. The details of the new plan are still in the works, but it would lower taxes for families earning up to $200,000 a year.